Tony Ornelas is, make sure you put that out there. Make sure you talk about Wemby with KG. No mames, pinche Wemby, bro. I haven't seen him fucking take one step.
He's getting under your skin a little bit, Joe.
Nah, I don't want to hear that bullshit with Wemby, bro. I want to see him sweating, running with KG. They don't know if he's working out, like you said, or is he doing a commercial with KG? I'm going to get if he doesn't have a good season again, I'm going to get that jersey and I'm going to put Wemby Ganas on the back of it.
You're putting them in the hot seat already. Now, Wemby wasn't going to be Defensive Player of the Year before he went down with that injury last year. That knee pains on motions, right?
Yeah.
How do I sound, by the way? Because I'm just using the screen at this point.
Yeah, you sound okay. I'll increase the volume just a hair.
Okay.
There.
I'll get a little closer.
Because I don't want to go and amplify you too much.
Right.
Here we go, right on cue. Tony Ornelas. Good morning, Mike and Joe. My favorite sports show. Relax. We're going to talk about Wemby Ganas, and he's being spotted with Kevin Garnett, but we don't know, is he really working out or is he doing a commercial? Well, you know what? That's a safe bet. I'll go and get me my jersey. Put Wemby Ganas on the back of it. With Wemby's number. We'll wear that at the cross center.
Joe wants to know, what is it all about?
Yeah, what's the secrecy? Why can't we see Wemby running up and down the bleachers with Kevin Garnett? Sam Salinas is in here. Good morning, Sam. Good morning, Ren G, Tony Ornelas, Jesse A, Jonathan Perez. What's up, Pete?
Area 210, where the dreams don't fade. From the river walk nights to the Alamo shade, we rise together through the highs and the lows. Area 210, oh, it's the life that we chose.
What's up, San Antonio? What's going on, South Texas? This is the Area 210 podcast. My name is Mike Jimenez. That is Joe Garcia. We talk sports, pop culture, and nostalgia over here. We get things going when it comes to the Spurs, when it comes to the Cowboys, the Texans, the NFL, the NCAA, all of that. It's all just around the corner. We're powered by PF Chang's La Cantera. Our chat already live and kicking right now. Thank you so much for the support. I see Sam, Tony, Mario, Sergio, Renee, Tony, July 26th, already in the house. Jonathan Bettis, the first to chime in. Welcome to the show. Joe, a lot to get into, man. It's funny. You and I talk 3 minutes before the show, and we prep just 3 minutes, right? We just get going. This is as close to just ad-libbing as possible, right? We're talking about the Spurs, right? Because social media was caught on fire yesterday, last night, this morning, seeing photos of Victor Wembanyama with T-Wolves Celtics legend Kevin Garnett. And Spurs fans, a lot of them anyway, getting their panties in a twist about it all. What's he doing with Garnett? What's he doing with Garnett? Why can't he hang out with Duncan? Okay, so we have to get into that a little bit, okay? The ESPN, just when you thought ESPN was getting weaker and weaker and weaker, they make a big, humongous purchase today that's going to impact all of sports fans out there and impact our viewing of NFL in the future. So we'll talk about that as well. ESPN ranked the NFL coaching systems, right? The coaches of all the NFL teams, right? Not just the head coach, but also the coordinators and the linebacker coaches and position coaches and all that stuff. The coaching squads, if you will, of each NFL team. And they ranked them 1 through 32. We'll tell you where the Cowboys came out on that. Let's just hint, not very good. We have a lot to get into today, Joe. How are you doing today, my man?
I'm doing good, man. We woke up early today, man. Had things to do, and I woke up and I'm looking at everything, the hot sheets, on social media.
Right.
And what do I see? That thing about Wemby and KG. And there are the Spurs fans, like you said, are out there. Mira, Wemby, he's with KG. He's going to work out. We don't see any video of this dude running up and down the bleachers. We don't know if he's doing a commercial outdoors with KG. No. Why is it so secret that we can't see any video of Wemby actually working out instead of him just sitting down? He's been sitting down all summer, bro. I want to see some action.
it was cryptic because they come out and say KG says you'll find out what this is all about, right? Just leaving a message kind of open-ended like that. There is some Minnesota media that I was reading, Minnesota media, Minnesota fan blogs and whatnot, who were saying that they do in fact believe that the Spurs Victor Wembanyama did work out with Kevin Garnett, that actually did take place. Garnett does have a very popular podcast. It's possible that he was that Wemby was a guest on that podcast as well. They could have been shooting a commercial, right? All of that. So, and to be honest with you, Joe, if you would ask me which of the three, the answer is all of the above. I bet you they did work out. I bet you Wemby was featured on the podcast, and I bet you they did a commercial together.
The only one here that looks like they're sweating is Kevin Garnett. I don't see no drop of sweat, no beads coming off of the brow or the back of the head of Wemby. Nothing, dude.
Right. Well, I mean, it's just the one photo that you have where you see Wemby looking down on these.
He ain't even ready to work out, bro. He's wearing slides. No mames, dude.
It doesn't mean he doesn't have a backpack next to him or a gym bag.
Dude, look at him. He has a little lunch box. You know, a pinche drink that he's drinking, orange juice or whatever.
No, not orange juice.
No mames.
KG's a Sprite guy. He's a Sprite guy. Get that straight. Just like Duncan, he's a Sprite guy. Let's go ahead and assume that they did work out, Joe. Why would some Spurs fans be insulted by this? The one comment that I read online is multiple people said this. Were like, well, he has access to Duncan. Why doesn't he just hang out with Duncan? Dude, he sees Duncan all the time. Tim Duncan basically lives at the Rocket La Cantera. Basically lives there. Literally lives just a few miles from there. He's at the Rocket all the time at Spurs practices and things like that. So it's not like Wemby never works out with Duncan, but it's interesting to see the people that he's trying to communicate with over the summer. We saw him earlier this summer, hanging out with Akeem Olajuwon, Rockets legend. Now he's hanging out with Kevin Garnett. And you know what? I don't care who he hangs out with, man. Just go get all of that experience, all of that knowledge. Maybe, just maybe, get that dog in him a little bit. Because that's what Garnett's going to tell him, right? If there was anybody I wanted him past 20 years to talk to, I would have said Kevin Garnett.
Yeah. Wemby don't got no dog in him. He's more of a Pomeranian or a Chihuahua right now, bro.
Right. But, hey, have Kevin Garnett in your ear. Have Kevin Garnett on your cell phone. Have Kevin Garnett in your text messages and voicemails.
Wemby va llorar. He's going to cry. Garnett's going to make Wemby cry, bro.
I'm just hoping that the evolution of Victor Wembanyama leads to him having that quote unquote Mamba mentality that he was said to have had from the get-go while he was in France. That maybe, just maybe, he came to the United States. It was a new league. It was the highest level league in all of basketball. And maybe he just wanted to kind of ease into the league. That's what I hope, because the idea was he was more of a Kobe Bryant than he was a Tim Duncan in mentality, frame of mind. Hanging out with Kevin Garnett does not put my panties in a twist at all, Joe. I'm happy for him to go hang out with him, hopefully to work out with him, get some knowledge. And I want him on that podcast, Joe, because who better to grill him than a Kevin Garnett?
Yeah.
Because Wemby, I mean, Kevin Garnett is somebody that he respects. For what
Check the shoes. Check the shoes.
Only one of the two is an NBA champion.
Check the shoes, Mike. That ain't working out right there.
No,
that's just chilling out.
Joe, you've never gone to go work out and go
chilling out
with one shoe and come out
that's
with
chilling
another.
out with slides. You're not gonna work out with slides, bro. You can't
like
run up and down the beach.
Joe, you've never gone to the gym with slides and then having your gym bag, running
you go
shoes.
You're ready to work out. You go in there ready to do some work.
No one goes like that, Joe.
It looks like he's ready to work out. The brother's already sweating. He's got the right shoes on and everything. And Wemby con los pinches slides, orange juice, and his phone. No mames, bro.
Ripper Junkie asking the question, poll. Oh my goodness, does Jimenez wear granny panties or a thong? I wear chonas from Target.
Oh, plus size. Plus size. What size were you when you went over there on vacation with Chica? And you
we went to Barbados, and I ran out of chonas because I didn't realize how much I'd be sweating out there. That I was like out of chonas by the last day. went to the store, my waist size in Barbados, because everyone there is super skinny, waist size 32 over there is XL. So to get to me, it was 5XL. Dude, waist size 32 is XL in Barbados. That's crazy. But no, let's talk about Wemby and what he needs to accomplish this upcoming basketball season. The excuses for the Spurs have gone away. And I know that, Joe, you have referenced the fact that it is playoffs or bust.
Yep.
And the fandom, which was together like this from 1999, even before that, from 1989, when David Robinson joined the team, Sean Elliott, all the way up to when Duncan was drafted in 98, we were all together, right? Somewhere around 2019, 2020, we diverged. We got to keep making the playoffs, DeMar DeRozan and LaMarcus Aldridge. The other camp was we need to have a tank mode, team tank. And there was a big fight that we had between the fan base for about 3 or 4 years, Joe.
Yeah.
Where I was part of Team Tank. I was one of the first ones on board saying, hey, there's a generational player in Victor Wembanyama. We need to go get him. Hey, look, we can go get like a Stephon Castle. Hey, look, I don't mind us losing. We have a chance of winning the lottery to get a Dylan Harper or a VJ Edgecombe or something like that. Yeah. It all worked out where the Spurs won the lottery 3 years in a row. Wemby, Castle, Harper.
Yeah.
So the tanking worked, Joe. But now the fan base has come back together. And I think Spurs fans need to understand that. The Spurs front office needs to understand that. Is that now we as fans come in with expectations. We may have had hopes and prayers that the Spurs were going to have a winning record last year, but we all knew in our heart of hearts that it really wasn't going to happen. But we had this hope. Last year, we hoped the Spurs would be better. We hoped the Spurs would make the play-in. We hoped certain things would happen. This year, we expect them to win. We expect them to be better because on paper, you remove Branham, Wesley, Mamu, Trey Jones, Zach Collins. You remove all of those guys and you insert De'Aaron Fox, Dylan Harper, Luke Cornett, Kelly Olynyk. Spurs are a better team, Joe.
Yeah.
So now we have to look at Wemby and ask ourselves this question: what does Wemby need to do? Because he's the head guy. He's the big guy. He's the number one franchise player on this team. What does he need to do to elevate this team, Joe? Like if you were to say he needs to get better at this, what would it be?
Yeah. If he needs to get better at something, what would it be? Grow a pair of nuts, play man ball out there. Don't be backing down. Don't let a little Dylan Brooks hold you down. Take over the damn game. You're the alien. I want to see the alien. I want to see you go out and make shots not only from beyond the arc, make your perimeter jump shots. Go out there, use some finesse. Use your length to your advantage. Get open, move well without the ball. They can just lob him the ball if he's even near the rim, and he'll dunk it and one. I want to see him take over the league and be not only defensive player of the year, but also the league MVP. That's the only reason. That's the only way that I'll go ahead and stop, saying Wemby ganas.
Well, what if he's in the top three?
If he's in the top three, good for him.
Last year we had John Morant, not John Morant, SGA. We had the usual suspects make it. Jokic into the finals of the MVP conversation. When I was at the Hard Rock Casino in Miami last weekend, I did check out the odds for winning the MVP, and Wemby's up there, top 5 or 6 names out there considered to be in the running for MVP this year. He plays 65 games. He will win Defensive Player of the Year. I think there's a lot to be said about what you're talking about, Joe, is to assert himself and start to dominate.
Yes.
On both sides of the ball.
But he's not in his rookie year no more.
I'm kind of conflicted about this, Joe. Really, I am. Part of me is saying, dude, this is year 3. Man up. Man up. This is year 3. You came into the league early. This is what you wanted. This is what you're getting paid for. Man the F up and dominate down low. What we have seen over the offseason, though, although we haven't seen him on the basketball court much, we have seen him gain muscle. He looks different, Joe, than what he was when he first walked in over here and took that bag of taco palenque from that reporter when he stepped off the plane when he got drafted by the Spurs. He went from being very scrawny to now he seems a lot more manly, a lot more muscular on there. I want to see him be more assertive offensively and defensively. And whether you want to call it be that dog, I don't want him to be dirty. But I want him to dominate. But the other part of me, Joe, is thinking to myself, my goodness, he is 5 years younger than what David Robinson was at this point in his career. David Robinson, who joined the Spurs after 4 years of play at the Naval Academy, and then 2 years, in with the naval commitment, came into the Spurs at age 24. Duncan was 22. Duncan was 25 entering his third season. Wemby is just 21. So part of me is thinking to myself, there's a maturation process, but he's still younger. Wemby going into his third season, Wemby going into his fourth season will be younger than what Tim Duncan was and David Robinson was when they laced up the shoes the first time for the silver and black.
Generational means MVP, right? To me, that would mean, hey, you're a generational talent. You're going to be an MVP of the league.
How long does that take? How long did it take for LeBron James to become MVP? I mean,
I'm just saying. At some point, that's the expectation in my eyes is if you're generational, you're going to be the MVP. You're going to be able to dominate games. You're going to be able to take over games when your team needs you the most and not just all but disappear.
LeBron James,
put the team on your back.
LeBron James was drafted in 2003. His first MVP was in 2008, 2009 season. So he was 4 seasons in.
Cool. That's the expectation they have for Wemby. Expectation.
JHNSB makes a point that Derrick Rose was 21 in the MVP at one point. We do have a super chat coming on in.
Yeah. Oh, God. This is from Matt Lerma.
Oh, my goodness.
No, mama.
I cannot read this. You got to read this with the Matt Lerma voice.
Oh, man. Matt Lerma puts $5 super chat income in here. Thank you, Matt. We do appreciate you. Mike, they won the draft 4 years in a row. They got Sochan, Wemby, Castle, Harper. I'm still here, so I'm El Guapo. I'm still here, Sochan.
Yeah, we're not going to count the Sochan as a lottery win. They did not move up to get him. They were racked and stacked at number 9 that year. Nice try, but we do appreciate the $5 super chat.
I don't understand the fascination that he has with Wemby, dude. At this point, it just borders on what do you call that? Being a stalker.
Wemby or Sochan?
Sochan.
There you go.
I don't understand the Sochan stand that Matt goes on all the time. It's like Sochan is just a dude. He can't shoot. He's a liability. If you really put him in the fourth quarter, the game is tight. Do you want Sochan out there on the court? Because they're going to foul him. He's not going to be good for both free throws from the stripe. He's going to miss 1 or 2. Every point counts when you're down by maybe 2 points, 4 points, and you're on a run. Mm-hmm. At that point, you got to take him out of the game. How good is he?
Yeah, you become a liability if you can't shoot. And that's remember back in the day, the biggest one of all this of all time was Shaq. Remember, Shaq was dominant. He's a dominating force. He's an MVP. Get down to a 2-point game down the stretch. Where was his ass? On the bench. Because you become a liability if you cannot shoot. Was Shaq a dominating defensive presence? Yes. But what could he not do? He could not shoot. And at the end of games, hack a Shaq. They would force him out of the game. And Sochan isn't better than Shaq. Shaq couldn't overcome that either, right? You either take the fact that you can't shoot and that he's an above-average defensive player, be happy with it, because very few players develop an offensive game. They refine their game. They don't learn the offensive skill set. Very rarely does it happen. And I remember we talked about this about a month ago. Everyone who are Spurs fans with this fantasy land that Kawhi Leonard came to the Spurs and had no offensive skills, and look what they did. This is like the Spurs urban legends, right? Look what they did. They made him into this MVP candidate because he had no offensive game, and then he came into the league and he started averaging 27 points per game. And then you look at the stats, and he averaged 16 points per game in college. He was a scorer in college. The idea that he couldn't get to the bucket. He was averaging 14 to 16 points per game, which is
came off
high
the
in
bench.
college because they only have 40-minute game. It's a 40-minute game, not a 48-minute game.
He's a bench player. He was a bench player in college. He's going to be a bench player here, bro.
I think Spurs fans get, really enamored with certain players, and I hope that I'm wrong. I hope that Sochan does turn it around and offensively.
No.
Defensively, he has shown that he's a good team defensive player.
He's
good
all right.
individual defensive player. But the thing is, Joe, is that you look at Carter Bryant. Carter Bryant, who averaged only 6 points per game at Arizona, played only 19 minutes per game at Arizona. But what he does have is what? The physical tools, the physical skill set that you would want to have as a player. Prototypical. It's kind of like I'm going to tell you what I tell Chica every once in a while. Remember the movie Weird Science? The movie Weird Science, where they drew up their fantasy girl on the computer, and it manifests itself in the closet, and it's Kelly LeBrock, right? I tell Chica that she's my Weird Science because if I had told you what I wanted, it would have been Chica, right? Yeah. The Spurs were entering that computer, Anthony Michael Hall and whatever style, and then the plug in there. We want this height, we want this length, we want this athleticism, this speed, this whatever, boom, 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 boom. What would have walked out of the closet would have been Carter Bryant. He is genetically, physically, exactly what the Spurs would want. The question is, can he develop an offensive skill set? And I tell you, I don't like people who develop an offensive skill sets. What can he do, though? He can shoot threes from time to time. Shot, 36%, 36% in college. So he doesn't suck at three-point shooting. He sucked during the summer league. Most definitely. He struggled during the summer league. But in college, in the opportunities that he had, fewer than 100 attempts, he did knock down, right at 102 attempts, he knocked down around 35, 36% of them.
Yeah.
But that being said, we're seeing highlights of him working out with other players, Klay Thompson and all these other players. And he has an offense. He has the ability to drive into the bucket, right? So part of me is saying, well, turn him into a Bruce Bowen type of player. But Bruce Bowen, man, if Bruce Bowen, you gave him the ball and told him to go dunk it, drive in the lane and dunk it, he couldn't do it. He had no handles. At least we see Carter Bryant with some skill set of handles, so I'm holding out hope. But I'm bringing up Carter Bryant's name because he might be the replacement for Jeremy Sochan when it's all said and done. Because if Sochan doesn't ball out this year and take advantage of the minutes that he does get, these are minutes that are going to be challenged by the fact that Luke Cornett is 7'2" and on the court, that Kelly Olynyk, who can knock down threes as a stretch five, is on the court, that he's going to fight for his minutes. The idea that Jeremy Sochan is going to go in there and start and play 30 minutes is ridiculous. Ridiculous. So when he is out there, he needs to make an impact on this team on both sides of the ball, because if he's not, Joe, if he can't do that, we already have Carter Bryant. Why would we pay and give a double or triple the raise for Jeremy Sochan if we already have a guy who does exactly what he does on the bench for a lot less?
Yeah. And we also have an incoming super chat here from Sam Salinas. We appreciate you, Sam.
Money talk. Here comes the money.
He says, get Lerma with the no mames for Sochan. You know what? I'm going to play the new no mames one for Sochan.
Bye, Felicia.
No, I played the wrong one. Hold on.
Well,
there we go.
Felicia's
You hear that one? That one was a good one.
No mames way.
No mames way.
That's
Thank you again for that. And we do have some stuff coming in from the media share. We'll address that too. Thank you guys for interacting with us. We appreciate it.
I think it's interesting, Joe, what's going on right now with our listeners right now, our subscribers. What I find interesting is that it all boils down to the same thing no matter what player that we see out there. What do we want from Wemby? We want more dog from him. Yeah. What do we want from Castle? We want more dog in him. What do we want from Harper? We want to show him to have some dog. It's almost as though the missing ingredient for this team is just balls. Don't be pushed around. Dominate, assert your presence with authority. Don't take what the pitcher gives you. Be the pitcher. And I think that's it. And I think that's the importance of having De'Aaron Fox out there, a point guard who has veteran leadership behind him, who is called Mr. Clutch, who has years of service, who has made an all-star team. That's the importance of this year. Now, do I think that De'Aaron Fox is going to be the point guard of the future for this team for the next 5 years, like the 4-year extension he has? Not necessarily. But this year, guess what? He is the quarterback. He is the point guard this year. Our chat powered by P.F. Chang's La Cantera. It is Wednesday, Joe. You know what that means?
It is.
Wednesday over at La Cantera. They have happy hour from 3 to 6, but all day on Wednesdays, half off bottles of wine, half off bottles of champagne. Go say hi to Sean Quintero, who's a big supporter of our podcast. He's at the La Cantera location there out by Nordstrom. Very, very nice.
Yeah, P.F. Chang's over at La Cantera. And tell him the Area 210 sent you. You know, you never know what you might get. He might sweeten the deal a little bit for you.
Sweeten the deal. Well, you can hope.
Yeah.
You can hope.
Maybe he give him a half price appetizer or something, you know? I mean, you never know.
Well, I mean, it's happened before.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, make sure you go and let him know Area 210 sent you.
Joe, I mean, it's funny how we talk about the Spurs right now. And I part of this could be we can't say that it's all about youth, Joe, because we saw this with who? We saw this with the Oklahoma City Thunder. They were able to overcome the fact that they were too young. So it's kind of hard for us to look at them and go, well, they're too young to win. Oklahoma City figured it out, right? And that's the competition that we're going to have. I'm getting more and more confident about this team as time is going on, Joe, but it's just weird because we're looking at this team and we're hoping this team gets better. We want this team to be better. It's just, you know, it's been 6 years, Joe. I'm frustrated as a fan. It has been 6 years.
Might be 7 if you don't get the Spurs to go ahead and get past the play-in. I mean, you don't want the play-in. That would be a consolation prize. The mantra, the battle cry, playoffs or bust. You want them to be able to say, you know what? We're convincingly the 6th seed and the playoffs this year and the Western Conference.
Man, I'd be okay, Joe. I'd be okay if they made the play-in at the top end. You know, like if they were the 7 seed and they had to win 1 game to make it and they actually made a playoff. I want to see them in a 4 or 7 series, Joe. I don't care how they get there. I don't care if they get there as the number 5 or 6 seed or if they have to win 1 play-in game to make their way in. I just want them in a best of 7 series.
I don't trust them in a play-in. I do not trust them on a play-in on the road in hostile territory. Wemby is all good but gonna fold. Vassell will disappear. Sochan will have a horrible game, and they're going to get run out the gym.
But what makes you think that, Joe? Because we don't know what
history tells you. Every time they have matchups against marquee talent, they all fold, especially Wemby. Generational talents do not fold. They rise to the occasion.
But
iron
Joe,
sharpens iron.
But Joe, we have no experience with this team. This team, compared to what it was last year, the year before, and the year before, and the year before, is a completely different team.
On paper, they are better.
On literal team is different.
I know that. On paper, they're better.
No, that photo that we showed about a week ago that showed that 10 of the 15 players on this team back in January are what, Joe? Gone.
Yeah, they're better on paper. But you know what? I can go ahead and put together a list of parts to build a badass car. You know what? Because that's what I used to do with my dad back in the day. He had his own body shop. We restored old cars, right? Put them in contests. We won contests and whatnot. Put you a list together of engine parts. You know, go ahead and give it a nice paint job and everything. But at the end of the day, you put that driver in that car, it's up to the driver to win that race. And right now, the Spurs are that shiny new car right now. But will they win a race? I don't know.
Joe, this team is not the same as what it was.
Don't matter, bro. It's not the car, it's the driver, bro.
It does matter, Joe. It does matter. De'Aaron Fox played 65 games last year for a different team. It does matter. Dylan Harper was not on this team. Kelly Olynyk was shooting 3 balls for another team. Luke Cornett was.
So what's going to be your argument if they don't meet the expectation? Oh, well, you know, injuries happen and
injuries
I don't want to hear that no more, bro. I don't want to hear that.
Injuries do happen, Joe. I mean,
but they have a better team. They have a better team.
Now, it depends on who the injury belongs to. If Castle goes down, that's fine because we have Harper. If Harper goes down, that's fine because we have Fox. But if Wemby goes down, we have no team. He is without Wemby. If we lose Wemby for 40 games, we're not making the playoffs or the play-in.
What are you talking about? You still have Fox?
So Sacramento
You
had
have-
Fox, and they were making the playoffs with
You
him.
have Stephon Castle.
That is not a star player.
Yes, Devin Vassell.
It's a not star
You
player.
have the Toyota Corolla.
There's
So
only one
what you're
all-star-
saying is this team's not any good without Wemby at all?
Joe, it's like that with all teams. Look at the Celtics right now. The Celtics are going to have they're going to be without Jason Tatum all year this year. Guess what they're doing?
But you said the team was better. On paper, they have a better team than last year.
They
All those
are
guys
better.
are gone. All the guys here are
Joe,
great.
Joe, don't go into
Come
fantasy
on.
land, Joe. Don't go into fantasy land.
I'm just saying what you're saying. I'm just
You
you
know
said
that
they're
if
better.
you know that if Dak
So they should
Prescott
win
goes-
with
if
or
Dak-
without
if Dak-
Wemby.
If Dak Prescott goes down with an injury, the season's over. Right?
They don't have any backup. They don't have a backup quick QB, you know?
No, they don't have no. There's no such thing as having a backup for Wemby. There's not one player in the NBA who's 7'4" and is trying to do what Wemby's doing out there and does what he does defensively. Without Wemby, this team is toast. Without Jokic, Denver's toast. Without Doncic, the Lakers are toast. You take out the star player. Look at Boston Celtics. Are they going to win anything? They don't win anything this year. They still have Jaylen Brown and Derek White and all those guys. They're not going to do anything this year because they have no Jason Tatum. But what I am saying is the Spurs have depth elsewhere, interchangeable parts. You can interchange. If Castle goes down, we have Harper. Harper goes down, we have Vassell. But what we don't have is a backup for Wemby because it doesn't exist. There's no backup for Nikola Jokic. There's no backup for Giannis. There's no backup for 99% of superstars out there, Joe. Come on, man. Grandmaster coming out saying Chet Holmgren could back up Wemby. That's probably as close of a comparison as you can get. But he's like Timu, the Timu version. He's the Sheen version.
Oh no, that's Jeremy Sochan. Jeremy Sochan is the Timu version of Rodman. I've gone on record saying that. I said that yesterday in Plead the Sith's TV. You can follow him on YouTube and subscribe to his channel. He had his live stream yesterday with Matt Lerma on there, and I said the same thing.
I'm going to watch it tonight, or actually this afternoon when I'm working. I'm going to put it on. Was Matt Lerma, falling back in love with Jeremy Sochan? Was he expressing his love and admiration for? I'm still with you, Sochan.
I'm still here, Sochan. Yep. He's going to die on that hill with Sochan, bro. The only one.
So I'm just reading some of these comments here. Everyone joking about bowl and all that stuff. Very, very nice. No, but it's funny, the Spurs have expectations, and 10 of the 15 players are gone. What remains of the Spurs, Joe, is the old guard in a way. What remains is the Devin Vassell, Keldon Johnson, Jeremy Sochan, Julian Champagnie, Wemby. There's only 5 players that exist from a year ago or a year and 3 months ago.
Yeah.
Because we've added a Harrison Barnes, we've added a De'Aaron Fox, we've added Kelly Olynyk and Luke Cornett and all that stuff. So the Spurs should have expectations out there, but it all starts and ends with Wemby. Can Wemby become that generational player? Because without him, the Spurs might be a 38-40 win team, but with him, can we become a 46-50 win team? That is what we're looking at there. Joe, Riley Minix is back with the Spurs.
Yeah.
Signed a 2-way contract with the Spurs, so he and Garcia Jones will be the 2-way players. I believe there's a third one that's available, but I think that might go to Harrison Ingram still, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but I know that 2 of those spots are already taken. So going to be part of the squad again. He was a rookie last year, played in the G League, as that says right there on Riley Minix, re-signed with the Spurs on a 2-way contract. Going to make about $600,000, man. That's what they make as a 2-way player.
Yeah, and he's not a bad shooter.
The dream continues. He's not as athletic as a lot of players. We saw that in the summer league when they were playing both in California and in Las Vegas. But he can knock down threes, Joe. He can. He's a baller. He's a good passer. He plays decent defense. Little herky-jerky going into the lane. But aside from that, a solid player. This is somebody who could marinate in Austin for another year, go to the varsity squad, play for the Spurs up in San Antonio as well. Very, very happy the Spurs brought him back. David Jones Garcia also earning that two-way deal. He was signed a couple of weeks ago when it came to it all. But Riley Minix back with the Spurs. We also have news about Keldon Johnson this week announcing that he's going back to the number 3 jersey. Do you think he's going to go back in time and play like the number 3 guy that he was back in the day? He gave up that number to CP3 when CP3 joined the Spurs. That was classy, Joe. A lot of Spurs fans were a little bit upset about that back in the day. They were thinking to themselves that Keldon should hold on to that because he's the longest tenured Spur out there, or one of them. But he gave the respect to Chris Paul III and said, no, that's your number. You get to take it. Well, he's taking that number 3 jersey back, Joe.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not against the signing of Riley Minix. I think he's going to be another player that if somebody goes down, gets injured, you go ahead and insert him there. Or if the team is ice cold and they're just 3 minutes without any bucket, put the brother in, man. See what he can do for you. Get some energy out there. Let him knock down some threes and energize the team again. Something has to happen. And hopefully Mitch will do the right thing. That's what I'm interested in to see. I think the season is going to hang on how well Coach Mitch Johnson will do this year with the full season under his belt, being able to run the team the way he wants to, not the way Coach Pop wants him to. This is Mitch's team now. I'm kind of excited to see what he can do, Yeah,
and I'm glad that you're saying that, Joe, because that's the other X factor when it comes to the Spurs this offseason is Mitch Johnson. Do the players buy into him? He's bringing in his own coaching staff. We saw that Corliss Williamson's now part of the team as an assistant coach. That's a big deal because that's a name, a former 6th man of the year who's on the bench, some guy who made a big run in the NCAA tournament back in the 90s, part of the squad, part of the coaching tree. And Mitch Johnson is loved by many people in the NBA. We saw that with DeJounte Murray, who still hangs around the Spurs complex over there, was there when Pop made his announcement of stepping back down and all that stuff.
Look at what Tavares says. I think this is good, Mike.
Let's see here. Who's missing? Nobody. He's going to Austin.
So Minix is the Mama replacement. Basically, he's going to get those garbage minutes if he ever does come over here and play on the Spurs squad.
It's interesting because we're filling out a roster. There's only 15 spots and there's 3 two-way contract players, right? Not everyone's going to get minutes. 3 or 4 players every game are going to have DNPs. We're going to see some games where Kelly Olynyk's going to play 25 minutes, and some games he's going to play only 6 or 7. This team is deep compared to years past.
Yeah, more balanced.
We talked about the odd man out yesterday. The one name that we didn't put out there was Julian Champagnie, because Julian Champagnie is probably the one, even though he's probably the more consistent 3-point shooter. I can't see him getting minutes over anybody. Like who is he going to jump over? Right?
I'm sure they'll find a way to put him in the lineup somewhere. But again, you make a good point, Mike. Whose minutes is he going to get?
Okay, so there's 48 minutes in the game, right? So let's do some math here, right? So 48 times 5. That means player minutes is 240, right? So let's say that Wemby gets 30 minutes, right? About right? 32 minutes? Let's say he gets 32 minutes per game. And then let's say that Fox gets 32 minutes per game. And let's say that Barnes and Castle get 28 minutes per game, right? I'm subtracting this. We're down to 120 minutes. And let's say that Harper gets 24 minutes per game. And let's say that Vassell gets 24 minutes per game. And let's say that Sochan gets 22 minutes per game. We're down to 50 minutes. And we haven't talked about Cornette. We haven't talked about Kelly Olynyk. We have not talked about Julian Champagnie. We have not talked about Keldon Johnson. The minutes are going to be hard to come by, Joe.
They are going to be hard to come by. You're going to have to prove yourself out there with the minutes that you're given and play to the standards of the new coaching staff. Mm-hmm. Are they going to go ahead and value playing defense over offense, or are they going to value a player who does all the little things that go unnoticed? Setting screens, going after the 50-50 ball, going after rebounds, boxing out under the paint, inside the paint, under the basket, making the smart decisions with the ball, getting it to the right player who's either open or moving well without the ball, is on his way to the rim for an easy layup or dunk. What are they going to value more?
Mexican Junior on our chat, which is powered by PF Chang's Lock and Terra, says Jimenez crunching the numbers on a calculator. It's like the movie A Beautiful Mind all over again.
They said your math thing is so good, Jimenez.
It would have been great if I had one of those like old-timey CPA calculators. Where like,
no, dude, the old school ones, the ones that had like that big old tape reel, that the paper reel that you put on, it was all analog.
You know what my daughter loves? My daughter Gabby loves herself a good typewriter, man. She just thinks it's the funniest thing. Click, 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 click.
She likes the sound of the typewriter.
Yeah, I've been watching Mad Men again. I got rid of Fubo TV because I don't need to watch ESPN or FS1 right now because there's no sports going on, right?
No, there's nothing happening.
So I decided for 3 months I was gonna not pay the $100 a month for Fubo. Not that I couldn't afford it, I just didn't justify it in my head, right?
Quite a bit of money to pay for nothing that's happening.
Exactly. So I've been watching Pluto TV. I don't know if you ever watched Pluto, Joe.
Yeah,
Pluto's
it's
free.
good. I watch it a lot during while I'm working.
Yeah, Pluto's free, right? I mean, you can get a commercial from time to time, but they have all those channels that have like the same TV show on a loop, right?
Or movies,
Right. So like Bar Rescue, you can watch 24 hours in a row of Bar Rescue, 24 hours in a row of Forensic Files, of Dateline, of whatever. Those are the ones I typically watch, right?
Yeah.
And then they have the movies and all that stuff. Well, they have some TV shows and whatnot. I'm watching Mad Men on there again. I used to watch Mad Men back in the day. A few years ago, I saw it for the first time ever. I binged it all. Love the show. But that's what they're showing the calculators, the computers and calculators of the 50s and 60s, right? So it got me thinking about that. That was a good show, dude. Mad Men's such a good show.
Mad Men was a good show. You know what else is good?
It brought back Joe, and I told this to Chica, and she had no desire in the world to learn this about me.
God.
But we know what her favorite drink is, right? We go to the bar. 2 favorite drinks. One is either Tito's and tonic. That's number 1, or number 1A. Number 1, Chica loves herself a good old fashioned with either Bullet or Maker's Mark, right?
Okay.
Bullet's probably the better one. I was telling her, I said, old fashions are popular now because of the TV show Mad Men. No. And I was like, no. TV shows and movies do that because if you look at like James Bond popularized the martini. I have a shaken, not stirred. Right? Mad Men brought back a drink that was popular in the 50s that was no longer popular in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and 2000s. Joe, when we were 25 years old, 30 years old, were we going out and going, man, I'm going to get myself an old fashioned? It came back into style. Why? Because of Don Draper on Madden. The character Don Draper brought it back.
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't want to hear that. Oh, but my Donkey Kong shirt's on.
Look at this, Vic Rome. I like this comment. Is that dude Joe Garcia even a Spurs fan? All I do is hear him complain. I am a Spurs fan. I've been a Spurs fan for many, many years. Going back to my childhood. I'm so old. I watched the games at the Hemisphere Arena. I've been to the Alamo Dome all the way to the Frost Center, which was the SBC, AT&T, and now Frost Center. I've seen the transition where they've played in every freaking arena that they've had here in San Antonio. I've been very critical of the team as of late because losing seasons will do that to you. The expectations that I have of the team this season is put up or shut up. Either you get to the playoffs or it's a busted season. If you go and get into a play-in and then you absolutely get your teeth knocked in. What does that say? That your whole season, even though you were better on paper, you're still not good enough? I mean, you should be good enough to get to the playoffs. Even if you get knocked out of the first round, just be there. That shows a big leap because Spurs fans are tired of 6 losing seasons under Coach Pop. They're tired of it. I'm tired of it. You should be tired of it.
People ask that about me too, Joe. I caught a stray this weekend, right, on Twitter. People giving crap about me about my Spurs fandom. I'm like, dude, I haven't posted about the Spurs in like a week or two. What are you talking about? People get upset with me because I call out I'm realistic, Joe, as a Spurs fan. And a lot of Spurs fans are hopeful and all of that stuff because the Spurs ruined the fan base, spoiled the fan base, and you have a generational player in Tim Duncan who took team-friendly deals back in the day, and the Spurs got the Hall of Fame point guard at number 28 in the draft in Tony Parker. They got Manu Ginobili at 50 some odd, one of the last picks of the draft, I think 56 back in the draft in the early 2000s. And they think that it's going to manifest itself again, that Josh Primo is going to be the point guard of the future, that Lonnie Walker is going to be that shooting guard of the future, that
Gone.
Lucas is going to be that, and
Gone.
Corey Joseph and all of these guys that we've drafted over the years. And I'm realistic about it. And that's why if I am such a Debbie Downer when it comes to the Spurs and you think that I'm like, hateful towards the Spurs, why is it that I'm so optimistic about Dylan Harper? It's because it doesn't just give me hope, Joe. I see it. No different than watching Stephon Castle play UConn. Joe, I was on this podcast in January of last year, 4 months before they signed, 6 months before they drafted him, going, what? See that kid over at UConn?
Pretty good.
I was on Locked On Spurs with Jeff Garcia talking about Stephon Castle before the run during March Madness, months before that. Why? Because I saw it, Joe. Like that TV, like that movie. I seen it. I saw Stephon Castle. I was like, that guy's good. He NBA ready, right? But I look at other players and I look at Sochan and go, that guy's not an NBA ready player. He's a project. And if he's any good 3 or 4 years down the road, then fine. But it ain't gonna be today. And Spurs fans get all bent out of shape whenever I bring up realistic crap. Dylan Harper is the truth, man. Dylan Harper is Jalen Brunson, is Cade Cunningham, is Manu Ginobili, left-handed. We're going to look at Dylan Harper and go, wait, what are people bitching about him? Who cares about his dad, Juan? Dylan Harper is so damn good, man. And it's so exciting to have him on this team because that guy is NBA ready right now. No different than Stephon Castle was NBA ready.
Jesse A. Joe wants his free coffee after a Spurs playoff win. I don't know. There'll be no free coffee no more with all the tariff increases and whatnot. I don't think they'd be giving you free coffee. They might give you coffee at a discount, but the days of free, they're gone bye-bye.
Free coffee. We might need to save money on coffee to watch football in the future because ESPN's making some moves right now. Tell us what happened, Joe. ESPN getting in bed with the NFL even more than they are already.
Jeez, man. They have ESPN as of late, Mike, has been spending some big time money, man. So officially or unofficially right now, it still has to go ahead and get approved and go through the normal channels. But ESPN has acquired the NFL network. And with the NFL network, they went ahead and acquired the NFL Red Zone, which now will allow ESPN to go ahead and have these games, 7 more games that they can go ahead and show on their a la carte streaming channel. Going to be different from ESPN Plus, which begs me to think, what are they going to do with ESPN Plus at this juncture? Are they going to go ahead and say, we're going to do away with that, and now you're going to have to go ahead and pay $30 to go ahead and view said games such as NFL games? You're going to have to go ahead and pay to see the NBA games, right? A handful of Spurs games do come out on ESPN. You can't watch everything on the FanDuel app. And with that, ESPN has also sneakily done a deal. I don't remember who it was, what streaming platform it is, but they're going to be able to still show MLB games on their streaming channel. Okay. So they have not only football, not only basketball, not only baseball, but now they're entering the fray here when it comes to acquiring yet another big time streaming license here. And what that entails is ESPN has inked a deal to go ahead and now showcase the premier events for WWE as they go ahead and head away from the Peacock network, which, they were the ones that started the model where if you're going to want to see these pay-per-view events, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Backlash, the Royal Rumble, you no longer had to pay. It was included in your $9.99 per month membership. Now ESPN has garnered the rights or paid for the rights to go ahead and show these premier events, these pay-per-view events. They're saying that it's not going to go ahead and be pay-per-view. It's going to be included with your $29.99 per month. But this is big news because now ESPN is going to be a destination for WWE. WWE, wrestling in general, is big business. There's a big fan base. And fans are now having to pay for Netflix to watch your Raw on Netflix. Now you're going to have to go ahead and pay $29.99 a month to go ahead and watch the premier events come out on ESPN's new streaming platform.
Joe,
The only thing that ESPN hasn't done yet, Mike, is acquired the rights for UFC. That's yet to be desired. We'll see what happens with that, but they're a destination.
I cannot tell you how excited I am about this. This is exciting for me because when I think sports, I think ESPN. And it was getting, and I know people are saying over here, like Sam Salinas talking about the eventual breakup, like Ma Bell talking about how AT&T got broken up into various companies. This is exciting for me because it's a one-stop shop for sports. I was getting tired, Joe, of Bally Sports, of Amazon,
that app was ass.
of Netflix. Remember when Netflix tried doing a sporting event? They wet the bed with an NFL game. There's no sound.
Man.
There's glitching.
That and what was the other one? The Tyson fight with Paul. Remember that was a debacle? Right. Yeah.
And then you have the Peacock Network, which does a fantastic job with the Olympics and whatnot. But who wants to watch anything the Peacock Network has? What do they have? The Office? And that's it?
They have movies. They have other events, sporting events as well.
But they're lame compared to all the others, right?
Well, when it comes to NFL, they're still able to show some of the games there. And sometimes they're one-offs. You can't watch it on the normal over the air. You have to watch it on the Peacock Network.
Part of this, though, Joe, is that ESPN picks up 7 more games. All six games that are international, the ones that played in Germany, Mexico City, London, all that, Paris, they get played on ESPN. ESPN is also going to have the ability to flex Monday Night Football games and have better games. So the best of the games are going to be on ESPN, and they're going to integrate the two with the gambling platform, with the ESPN Bet, with fantasy sports, Joe, social media. What did we talk about yesterday, Joe? Feeney, right? That girl Feeney who is being picked up by ESPN.
Social media influencer.
Pat McAfee as well, social media influencer as well when it comes to his podcasting and all that stuff. And you look at what they're doing, they are actually evolving finally into something that is marketable in the year 2025.
What does that do for the ratings in general? Because now you have to have either Fubo or whatever other streaming platform and pay like $89, even Hulu, plus with live TV, that's like even gone up even more. Was it DirecTV Stream? You had to pay that as well. Each one of these platforms, respectively, after all the added additional cost, you're looking closer to $100 a month, right? Just to watch your sports. What ESPN is doing now is they're saying, you know what? We're going to go ahead and give the opportunity to those that don't want to necessarily pay $100 a month for all the other added channels that you're not going to watch. And you pay $30 a month, you get to ingest your sports that way. Mm-hmm. It's a smart move because they're going to go ahead and increase their ratings. An increase in the ratings means what? Overall, an increase in revenue.
Right. I have ESPN Hulu, right? The reason why I got ESPN Hulu was because of the Summer League games. I wanted to watch the Summer League games because Fubo didn't carry those channels. You're watching it, Joe. They have tennis, they have golf, they have auto racing. They've got the 30 for 30 library on there. You know, when I get bored, we just put in 30 for 30, right? Go watch an old documentary about sports. This is exciting, and it's probably been in the works for a while. I have a friend of mine who has worked with Disney in the past,
Yeah.
and the interface and all that of the networks and the apps. It's a consolidation, Joe. It's a consolidation. Now you have ESPN being your destination for NFL football. Now that they took over TNT's NBA post game show with Chuck
Inside the NBA.
with Chuck and Ernie and Kenny and Shaq. You consolidate that with the fact that ESPN Bet is part of it all. The fantasy sports that they do, the lifestyle stuff that they're going to have with Katie Finney coming on in, the podcasting that they have. Man, if they could bring back Lebatard, that'd be amazing as well, right? Because the reason why they left was because, you know, it was they weren't able to do what they wanted to do. But now if you have Pat McAfee, you can't use that excuse anymore, right? But they have the Pat McAfee show, bring in other podcasting partners as well. It's not going to be all Stephen A. Smith. It's not going to be all. You know, the biggest loser of all this is there's one big loser in all this. The biggest loser is not Amazon. It's not Netflix. It's not Peacock. The biggest loser in all of this, Shannon Sharp.
Hey, somebody put in here in the chat right now. They say that is why Shea got fired. They finally decided to go ahead and cut his ass. You know what? We need some money. You got to go. But they did go ahead and extend that big contract to one Screaming A. Smith. She was the flagship of, you know, their marquee show that they show there in the mornings.
Yeah. But it's exciting times. The days of, we have the old guard, Joe. Back in the day when we had Kilborn and we had, you know, Chris Berman and all of those guys, you know.
Yeah, the talking old hits.
Dan Patrick, Rich Eisen, they went away.
Yeah.
The next generation came in and it was Stephen A. Smith and you had, you know, Skip Bayless and all them stuff. They're slowly being phased out as well. Now you have to have a new generation of people coming on in. And people our age, Joe, are kind of pissed because the people that are coming in are younger than us.
The social media influencers, you know, the Pat McAfee's.
Right.
You know?
Because, you know, I was talking to my daughter about this the other day. We were talking about, she works at a TV station in San Antonio. And she was talking about whether or not something should be publicized before or after it broadcasts on air, because there's that belief of, you know, you know, watch the news at 10, watch the news at 6. But sometimes is it better to just release a story on the social media platform first? And we had a conversation about that. It wasn't anything about a particular story. It was just about whether or not who gets first dibs. Is it the social media aspect of a media outlet, or is it the traditional aspect of it all? And I can see both ways, but at some point I think to myself, but do people really watch the traditional way of doing things?
They don't anymore now. Like I was telling you, it's the cable cutters now. Cable isn't king anymore. It's more of the streaming services. And some of, you know, JC in here was saying he watches the highlights because he doesn't want to have to pay. And you know what, JC, you're not wrong in that, because a lot of the younger generation does the exact same thing now. That's why they're having to go ahead and get social media influencers to create social media content for the younger generation of fan. We do have video here, by the way, of Triple H, who's the head of the WWE here, talking about what it means now that WWE is coming over to ESPN. I'm going to go ahead and play some of this because this is really big news for ESPN and WWE.
What we consider the worldwide leader in sports entertainment to be with the worldwide leader of sports and entertainment. ESPN, there's nothing bigger. There's no bigger opportunity for us than this right now. And on top of that, to be in the Disney family, so to speak, we're thrilled and can't wait to get rolling.
No, we were just watching SummerSlam. It was in our backyard. How do you and Nick Khan come together and say, okay, ESPN would be the perfect place for the premium live events?
I think Nick and I have been thinking about it for a long time of it is the right home for it. It's something.
And look at what it's saying here underneath, you know, right where you see the ticker. It says ESPN is acquiring the rights, the marquee rights to the WWE Premier Live events. WrestleMania will be part of ESPN's new direct-to-consumer streaming service that will be launching August the 21st. And WWE will produce events for ESPN platforms, which will serve as their exclusive U.S. domestic home. ESPN is building a monopoly here. And like some of our viewers had said, it seems good at first, right? But it is a monopoly. So that means that now that they have the rights to go ahead and showcase all these sporting events, will the quality dip? What does that mean for the competition? What does that mean for the consumer? Because right now, ESPN is going to be like a crack dealer. The first taste is free. It's $29.99. But you know what's going to happen slowly but surely. That price increase is going to start going up. And consumers are going to be forced to go ahead and pay that hefty price tag at some point because they got everything that you want to see.
Yeah, you got to drop Apple. You're gonna have to drop Paramount. You have to drop Hulu, right, to make that happen.
It's bad for the industry.
But Joe, I mean, I don't see it. I think it's a win in some aspects of the industry. Who knows how to put on games, Joe? Like with the graphics and the entertainment value and the quality of video and the cameras and all that stuff. It's ESPN, Joe. The second we tried watching a football game on Netflix, sucked.
You know what knows how to put on a real game without any problems? Over-the-air HD antenna, bro. I can watch the NFL games with no problem.
I'm talking about the actual production of the show.
No, I get what you're saying. The graphics, the pageantry. You know, you have all the guys that are coming out as far as the talking heads giving you their analysis. You know, it's entertaining. It's fun. It's what you've grown accustomed to seeing.
Well, but I've never seen a glitchy game on ESPN, Joe.
No, it's because they have the best equipment in the world, Mike. They got the money.
They have the money. They're the best equipment in the world. Would I rather watch? Have you ever looked at the difference between watching an NBA game involving the Spurs on ESPN versus Bally Sports? So I'm going to be pissed off that, oh my God, it's a monopoly, right? I'm thinking to myself, I want the best quality for my value for my money. I don't want to have like, oh, let's break up this ESPN monopoly so that I can go watch sports on Bally or Fox Sports Southwest back in the day, which is garbage, Joe. Not the production value of like of what the Spurs broadcasting was doing, because Mike Cacarello and all of them did a fantastic job. Sean Elliott, Bill Land, all that stuff. That's not what I'm talking about there. What I'm talking about there is the actual like the visual
the ability to ingest the games. In other words, stream them on your mobile device, on your phone, on your smart, TV and whatnot. And we know as Spurs fans, when we're trying to watch a game, what happens? The app crashes. It's laggy. Something's going on, and you're paying for that. You don't want to have to pay for a mediocre product. I get it.
Dude, I would watch on my app, my Bally Sports app, Spurs games.
Yeah.
And then I would look on ESPN.com. And there's going to be a lag in time because, the satellites and all that stuff. 7 seconds, 10 seconds, I can live with, Joe. So I'd be watching the game on an app 2 minutes ago before halftime, and then I go on ESPN.com, and it's been halftime for 3 minutes. Like the delay was like 5 minutes, Joe.
Horrible.
No, I'm sorry. I understand that there's a monopoly upon us. I understand that we will all have to bow to the altar that is ESPN. But that is an altar worth bowing to when it comes to sports fandom.
Mike, I'm willing to sell my soul to the devil just so I can ingest my sports.
It's that cartoon meme. Take my money. Take my money.
Hey, Mike, honestly, man.
And if it becomes more expensive, Joe,
if
it becomes more expensive, guess what? You either drop other services or make more money.
Hey, I'm going to ask you something, Mike. At the end of the day, if you can ingest all the sports that you want on this ESPN platform for $29.99 a month, what's the incentive for you to go ahead and pay $100 and get FUBU back?
There is none.
ESPN just put them out of business because now you don't need to subscribe to FUBU and their sports package there and whatnot in order to ingest these games. Now you can go ahead and get it a la carte, $29.99 a month. You know what else?
I
is
like
a-
how you add the A to it all. It's a la carte. You go a la carte.
A la carte. Yeah, I like to go church it up. But you know what else?
You class that shit up.
Yeah, I class it up. You know what else is classy?
What's
That
up?
Area 210 merch. And look at who got a new Area 210 t-shirt here. It was Mexican Jr.
Very,
Appreciate
very
it,
nice.
man. Look
Yeah,
at that, dude.
I was actually on the website the other day, man. Actually, last night, looking at all the merch that we have on there. That's a good looking shirt. Chica was telling me that she likes the white shirt better than the black shirt.
The black one.
Yeah,
It pops more for some reason.
yeah. $23 for that particular shirt. Have it all the way up to XXX, I believe.
Yeah, triple X. You know, I think we got it in 4X sizes. So
Very
we got that, you know, and then everybody started receiving their shirts, by the way, too. We started getting people posting pictures of the Alamo City Podcast Network shirts that they got. I know Elias had posted a picture of him. Mario Cavazos also had posted a picture of him receiving his merch as well. So Elias was doing his show yesterday with Pleat to Sit there. Again, make sure you go and follow our good friend on the X and also on YouTube and give him his channel a follow and subscribe.
Most definitely.
And look at, man, he's wearing the Alamo City Podcast Network t-shirt there, and it looks good. It looks good. Everybody likes that. The people that have been receiving them, even Mario Cavazos too, he's been saying, you know, he was a fan of buying the merch back in the day, you know, the OG shirt. So he was gifted a new one, and he's probably going to rock that one too. So they look nice. The merchandise looks good, man. I've gone through great lengths to ensure that y'all are going to receive a good quality product.
Yeah.
And the t-shirts feel good, and the printing it looks great. The colors are there.
Wash
I've
them
been very
inside
pleased.
out. Wash them
Yeah.
inside out.
I've washed mine several times, and I can tell you that I've been very pleased with the quality that I'm getting from Fourth Wall here. Really happy with it, man. So
Very
if y'all
nice.
want to go ahead and support the show and you want to go ahead and buy some merch, you can go ahead and just scan the QR code that you're seeing on your screen right now. It'll take you straight to the Fourth Wall merch store that we have. You can go ahead and purchase your merch, whether it be an Alamo City Podcast Network t-shirt, Area 210 shirt, some of the other shirts that we have that are themed with our catchphrases, like Mike's Make More Money or What's His Name Gone, you know. We have them out there for you guys. We also have some caps if you want to go ahead and buy those as well. Everything looks really good. And I plan on buying some caps for us as well, Mike. And I'm in the works. I've been talking with Tex-Mex Frank. He gave me some contact information of somebody who's local here that can actually do embroidery. So I want to go ahead and just get the Area 210, just the verbiage itself, on some polos for us so we can wear those out and about.
Yeah, there's a catchphrase on one of the ones that I saw on the shop that I don't recognize that catchphrase on the hat. Was that something new, Joe?
Which one?
The white hat that we have on for sale?
It says Area 210, the pulse of the Countdown City.
Yeah, I don't remember the pulse of the countdown city. Where'd that come from?
That's always been there, dude, since the beginning.
Really?
Yep, since the beginning.
Because I don't know if that was in honor of me one time saying that I was the pulse of San Antonio.
No, that has been there since the very beginning.
Very nice, Joe.
Oh, we
Very
got an incoming super chat here for Tex-Mex Frank. Appreciate you, Tex-Mex Frank.
Here comes the money.
And he says, appreciate your show. If you can tip your host, appreciate you, Tex-Mex Frank. The super chats do help the show grow and also pay for all the other things that we use to make the show interactive and fun for you guys. So we appreciate the super chats. That's what it goes to. We also got to go ahead. I was going to say, we got to give some love to PF Chang's, Mike.
Yeah, and when we come back on the other side, we're going to talk about the Dallas Cowboys because ESPN ranked the coaching staffs of all 32 teams. Where does America's team stack up? Are they number 1? Are they number 32? Are they somewhere in the middle? We'll talk about on the other side. Let's give some love to PF Chang's, which powers our chat. PF Chang's La Cantera.
PF Chang's La Cantera, San Antonio's premier destination for dinner, date night, or happy hour. Enjoy one of their signature dishes, such as the Singapore street noodles, sesame chicken, or Chang's spicy chicken, or their infamous Chang's chicken lettuce wraps, which are delicious, by the way. You can enjoy all this while you're dining in an Asian-inspired atmosphere. And make sure to enjoy the new outdoor patio and try some of PF Chang's signature cocktails and drinks during happy hour, Monday through Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. PF Chang's La Cantera is a proud sponsor of the Area 210 podcast.
And it is Wednesday, which means it's Wines Day Wednesday over at PF Chang's La Cantera. That means you're going to get half off bottles of wine, half off bottles of champagne. Looking at a range of about 15 to 25 bucks, man, when it's all said and done when it comes to the discount. Yeah. Go check them out. They also have happy hour from 3 to 6. They have an outdoor patio area if you like to eat outdoors. Go visit Sean Quintero, who's one of the big wigs over at PF Chang's La Cantera. Again, they power the chat, and they're a proud sponsor of this show. Joe, so the NFL season is upon us. It's about a month away. Camp is in full swing right now. We saw Colin Cowherd. If you can go onto my Twitter account, I posted yesterday a video of Colin Cowherd. I'm a big fan of Colin Cowherd, but some of the things he says is kind of weird, man. And he was talking about Coach Schottenheimer, Coach Brian Schottenheimer of the Dallas Cowboys, who is in his rookie season as a head coach. First time he's ever been a head coach in any aspect of football. But he comes to the Schottenheimer family, right? His dad, a longtime coach in the NFL. Schottenheimer is bringing something different to this team. We've had a lot of reports out there from local media who were at Cowboys camp in Oxnard, California, saying that it seems to be a lot more freewheeling down there. It seems to be a lot more loose. I know they have what's going on, the whole bitterness or pettiness going on between Micah Parsons and Jerry Jones, or should I say Jerry Jones and Micah Parsons. But Colin Cowherd talking trash about Brian Schottenheimer made me laugh, Joe. And tell me if you buy into any of this. If we can play this clip from the Herd on FS1.
Hats. What's worse is a backward visor. That's a 2-win team. I'm taking away 4 wins. So when you sit in front of a podium, you're representing the Cowboys, you're representing Bank of America, you're representing a $12 billion corporation. I think you got to do better as a head coach than a visor backwards. There's a reason that country clubs and private clubs, you have to wear collared shirts and jackets. There's a reason for that. Like, there's a standard. I don't want to look like a guy that's here to move my couch. Like, I want you to do better than that. That's awful. That is so bad.
Okay, Colin Cowherd. I'm saying because Brian Schottenheimer wears a backwards cap, you can't take him seriously as a NFL head coach. That no one's going to take him seriously. Joe, he said this about Baker Mayfield back in the day. He said this about other coaches back in the day when they wear the backwards cap, sideways cap, or whatever the case may be. Do you think it is unprofessional for Brian Schottenheimer to not only wear a backwards cap, but a backwards visor like he's on the 8th hole at a golf course?
No, dude, I don't think that's disrespectful at all. You know, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, he's a coach. He's wearing cowboy gear. He's out there on the field wearing, sun visor, wearing sunglasses. What does Colin Cowherd want the brother to do? He want him out there in a full-on suit? Button-up shirt.
Tom Landry famously would wear a suit.
But that was on the sidelines. The fedora, but that was on the sidelines. I mean, this is different now. I mean, if you look at all the coaches in the NFL, when they show them out there, they're wearing the team gear. They're wearing active gear because they're out there actively working with their players. I mean, they're not wearing collared shirts, unless they're walking to the arena, the stadium or what have you, and they're in their, suit or what have you, collared shirt then. But I mean, when they get ready to come out and coach the team, they're in their active gear. You know?
Now, famously, Colin Cowherd went after Tony Romo, saying you couldn't be the leader of America's team if you're wearing a backwards cap, because that's what Tony Romo, that's how he rocked him. That's what he did. Tex-Mex Frank reaches out to us on our chat line saying that he needs to meet Chata. Shut the hell up. Let's shut the F up. So ESPN ranked this morning the NFL coaching staffs 1 through 32. The number 1 coaching staff in all the NFL, according to ESPN.com, is the Minnesota Vikings. Kevin O'Connell as head coach, Wes Phillips as the offensive coordinator, and former head coach Brian Flores as the defensive coordinator. Number 2, the Kansas City Chiefs with Andy Reid, Steve Spagnuolo, and Matt Nagy running that team. Makes sense, right? Number
Yeah.
3, the Niners, 49ers with Kyle Shanahan, Clay Kubiak, and Robert Saleh. 4, they have the Ravens. 5, the LA Rams with Sean McVay, Mike LaFleur, and Chris Shula. Running out the top 10, you have the Denver Broncos with Sean Payton as head coach. The Buffalo Bills with Sean McDermott as head coach. At number 8, you have the Eagles with Nick Sirianni as head coach. Number 9, the Raiders with Pete Carroll as head coach, going over from Seattle. Not only do they have Pete Carroll, but they have Chip Kelly as offensive coordinator. Round out the top 10, the Green Bay Packers with Matt LaFleur. Where do the Dallas Cowboys rank, according to ESPN, when it comes to best coaching staffs in the NFL 1 through 32?
Oh, Mike, if I had to guess, I'd say it's somewhere near the bottom, 28, 30.
Right in the middle of that, Joe. It's number 29.
Oh, I was one away.
Brian Schottenheimer, your head coach, the offensive coordinator. You're a Cowboy fan, right? You're
Yeah.
a big Cowboy fan. Who's the offensive coordinator?
I don't remember who the offensive coordinator is anymore.
Well, it's a new one. His name is Clayton Adams.
Yeah, because I got rid of the old one. It's all new.
And then defensive coordinator of Matt Eberflus. Now, last year, ESPN, before the season started, had the Cowboys ranked at number 16 among all the coaching staffs, dropping to 29. Just to let you know, my Saints, with Kellen Moore as head coach, dropped to number 30. Again, we're tanking for a quarterback this year. But, Joe, is this going to be the one thing that tanks the Cowboys? Is the fact that not only do they have no running game, not only do they already have an injury at left tackle, not only do they have a constantly banged up Dak Prescott, they have a very amateurish offensive coordinator, very amateurish head coach. Are you worried
And a
about
disgruntled Micah Parsons who wants out of Big D. I mean, would it be a Cowboys training camp without all the drama? I mean, they need to stop doing the Hard Knocks. They have the Bills right now, on Hard Knocks or whatnot on HBO. They need to just go ahead and just do a reality show of Jerry and the Cowboy drama that goes on every single season, bro. It's like, it's ridiculous, man. They're their own reality show. It's like you can't get away from it. It's just a debacle every single season when it comes to this. I mean, it's ridiculous at the end of the day. And you have a whole new coaching staff coming in, new offensive coordinators and whatnot. I think Cowboy fan expectation is, you know what, they're gonna win better. They better not say vamos para la Super Bowl, because that ain't gonna happen, man. At this point in time, Mike, I'm gonna call the team out, and I'm gonna say at best, this Cowboy team is a 7 to 8 win team.
That's at best, Joe.
At best.
Now, what the weird thing is, Joe, is that their schedule is so easy to start the year that they're going to pick up 3, 4, 5 wins pretty early. It's that tail end of the season. Once they reach, let's say, October, Halloween time frame, it's going to be all downhill from there. It's going to be too difficult for them to get games down the stretch. Joe, why is it that the internet sucks sometimes, man? Why is it that I'm reading a lot about these celebrity deaths, right? We've had many, Joe. We've had Malcolm Jamal Warner. We've had
Ozzy, Hulk Hogan, Lonnie Anderson passed away.
Lonnie Anderson died as well. And the point I'm trying to make is that people are trying to predict who the next one is going to be.
You know what? That's our homework over the weekend. I'm done with it, dude. We got to go and do a celebrity death watch. What's on your bingo card? I know you're going to put Coach Pop on that son of a bitch. I already know it.
No, man, I'm not going to have that. I'm not going to have that on me, Joe. I'm not going to have that on me.
Oh, my, come on.
There is some chatter online as to whether or not Phil Collins is the next one who's going to pass away.
That's a bunch of lies, dude, because what I've seen, and I've gone and I've read everything, and I've done my research on this. That is a big fat lie. They keep on saying that he's on hospice, he's very ill, he's in the hospital and whatnot. All fabricated.
Now, one thing that is true, though, Joe, because you're right, because all those memes out there of him with Paul McCartney and all this crap, and he's on his deathbed were all lies. I saw people sharing that online like like it was real.
It's fabricated.
But there is something to be said about the fact that his health has declined tremendously.
Well, he's getting up there in age. I mean, same things happen with Billy Joel. You know, they're getting old. They're aging out, bro. Like it happens. You know, even like people like Def Leppard, for example, they're on tour. They're old as F, Mike. Old as F. You know, it's gonna be like that one singer my friend told me about years ago when he went to a concert over in El Paso. I think his name is I think it was Donick or Dan, one of the and the guy comes out and they wheel him out, the singer, right? They wheel him out in a wheelchair and he's singing Into the Fire. You know, he don't got it no more, bro. It's a free concert, of course, but no, at some point, man, these guys are just getting old. They're aging out. They're getting sick. They're in poor health. They're probably in what, their 70s, late 60s already. I mean, it happens, bro.
Well, we lost Flaco Jimenez as well, man.
Yeah, we lost Flaco Jimenez. I mean, people just getting old. We're getting old, Mike. We're getting old.
We're never going to know what it's like for our 90s legends to die when we get old because they already died already, man. They died already.
Died. PM Dawn, they still got some members still alive. You're going to be going out there doing the little dance, the little twirl.
I'll be in San Antonio this weekend at the Lisa on the Cult Jam show.
Oh, God.
With Color Me Bad and with Montel Jordan. This is how we do it.
And you're going to tell everybody, get away from Chica. Don't touch her.
Mine.
You're going to be coming back with your drink. You're going to be getting her old fashioned. You're going to have your, what is it? Your Jack and Diet or whatever, Crown and Diet.
My Crown Diet.
Coming back. Hey, don't you touch her.
Yeah, we're going to be pinky up. Dude, Chica has like the highest rewards level possible with Expedia. Like the rates that we get for trips is super low. We get rooms, Joe, at Valencia Hotel downtown, which is a 5-star hotel. We get that for a rate cheaper than me trying to get the Holiday Inn. It's ridiculously cheap because all she does is travel, so she has those reward points and whatnot. It's amazing.
Tony Ornalis is asking, Mike, is the concert sold out? He's talking about the Color Me Bad.
Oh, I don't know, man. That's a good question. And I don't know how many members of Color Me Bad are going to be on there. I think it's 2 of the old ones and 2 of the, like, I don't know, that they just brought out of the audience.
We got to talk about this as we're coming near to the end of the show here, Mike. There's been a third.
I don't want to talk
sighting.
about it.
No, I'm just saying. At what point does it get ridiculous, Mike?
No, dude, you know what? Those people
It's ridiculous.
Those people right there who do that should be arrested.
I'm saying at some point it gets ridiculous. Like, how do they not search you when you're coming into the arena? Like when you go to a Spurs game or any sporting event, right? They look at your sign that you're taking in, right? And they'll be like, if it's offensive, we don't want it, right? If you're taking anything like, I don't know, brass knuckles, you know, or something like that, you're taking a knife, they tell you can't take that in to the arena, you got to put it away. At what point in time do they stop with this thing that's going on with the WNBA now?
Right.
You know, and getting these objects thrown on the court, bro. It's like, come on.
I apologize for waving you off like that, Joe. I really
no,
do.
No, I'm just saying. I'm not going to talk about
that. Doesn't do with you, but we can talk about the topic though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Two things that I don't glorify. I don't glorify racism and I don't glorify sexism. That's exactly what.
Yeah, and that's there's no place for it.
Like I thought it was funny. The one that happened last week about the girl whose wig came off.
That was funny. Yeah, she ran to the locker room. She was embarrassed. I get it.
Play. Why are you going to the locker room? What are you going to go fix your hair? If you want to have a debate about that, that was freaking hysterical, right?
Yeah.
They're throwing sex toys into the crowd, and it's like, you know, you can only search so much. I mean, you can hide so much going into games.
But that thing is in small, Mike. That's all I'm saying. Like, I mean,
maybe they had it up their ass. I don't know. Maybe it was used.
It's ridiculous, dude. What if that would have happened in the NBA game? They would have stormed the court.
Well, they wouldn't, because guys are sexist towards women, not towards other men.
No, but I'm saying if something would have happened, anything would have happened during an NBA game, You've had people come onto the court. You've had people throw stuff onto the court, and
And to throw
immediately they get
and
removed.
to throw a sex toy onto the court, you would need to be within 10 rows.
This is the third time this has happened, man.
Well, how many arrests have been made from it?
I haven't heard of any.
Because there's cameras all over the place. I mean, it's
That
easy
there
to
is.
identify. Now, let me ask you this question, though. What happens if that person does get identified? What happens if they do have a photo of them? You know, like we have that
I mean,
couple,
they're on video.
that couple that were cheating on their spouses that were caught at the Coldplay concert, right? And we quickly found out who they were, right? I mean, the internet sleuths found them real fast, right? And you know, saying that's hilarious. I don't find it hilarious. I don't. I don't find sexism hilarious. I don't. I think it's insulting to them.
Look at what Grandmaster Choda
No.
saying. Apparently, it began as a crypto scheme for meme coin, and now it's gone awry. You know?
Yeah, and they shouldn't be allowed to games, dude, because that's just it's to me, honestly, this is no different than calling somebody the N-word.
Look at this. Jesse A says, I think there's been one arrest or identification. It's like they have them on video. They can go back and look at the video and see where did it come from, who threw that on the court. Because you have to be near the court in order to get that thing on there.
Yeah,
right on the court.
I don't see this any different than somebody going up to LeBron James and calling him the N-word at the arena. I see no difference between them going up to somebody and
which they've done, by the way,
being
in Utah.
Right. And what happens to those people? Being anti-Muslim or anti-Jewish or anti-whatever. I see absolutely no difference between it all. That's why I don't look at that and go, ha, ha, that's so funny. Look at that. There's a dildo on the court. No, man. We have to be more evolved than that. We all need to be more evolved by that, because if we all laugh at it, guess what happens again, happens again, happens again, happens again, happens again. And you know what? I don't want to live in that type of thing, dude.
Yeah. I'm going to show one more video from one of the listeners here that sent us this on Media Share. This one's pretty funny, dude. I saw this one already on Insta, and this is actually somebody dressed as a Marba in the Marba Ka out in the wild. This is like the final fool, you know, the final boss here.
Stage 4.
And this guy is actually has his hair like that. It's not like it's a hat or a cap or anything.
Right.
The mustache,
first of all,
glasses.
First of all, the weird thing is, Joe, I bet you he gets some tail.
No doubt,
bet you,
Mike.
Huh? I'm
No
just
doubt,
saying,
Mike.
I'm just
That's
saying.
the final fool.
I'm just saying. Okay, let's just be honest here, Joe. I don't know where this is taken. If this is in Vegas or Miami or wherever, right? But he's having a good old time. This ain't in San Antonio, Joe. There's no. This is not at Rosedale Park. This is not at Woodlawn Park. This seems to be maybe a casino, right?
I mean, they're having a party out.
The dude's a vibe. He's a vibe. I'm not saying it looks good. I'm not saying it looks good, but you know what? I haven't seen this much swagger since Fernandez.
This is the final fool, bro.
He's got this Fernandez swagger. I'm not saying this Fernandez would do this or he looks like Fernandez. That's not what I'm saying. But he's got this Fernandez swagger with it all. And I'm okay with it. Like I'm not gonna make it. I know y'all making fun of this guy, but I'm gonna be honest with you. Yeah, he looks like Toad from Mario Brothers. But you know what? He's chilling, he's vibing, he's dancing, he's drinking. This is not the Marbach Ka of someone tagging the side of a building on Marbach. This guy's not outside the Citgo gas station where our good guy or our guy does the grito. No, or the arguing, the punching.
This isn't the tecuache.
This is a total vibe. This is what would happen if Pledger got the Marbach Cup. Play it one more time. Tell me this guy isn't vibing.
The final fool, man. That's all I can think of.
Dude, I love it, dude. I love it. You know what? He passed the vibe check, dude. He passed the vibe check.
You should show this to Chica, the final fool.
So, I mean, are you making fun of this guy?
No, I'm just saying, bro. He looks like the final fool. He's not
I
at
mean,
the Cuache, right? He's
okay,
not from San Anto.
okay.
He's not doesn't know about the Marbach Cup, but apparently he's seen it somewhere.
He's
He's the
mean
final
mugged a
fool.
little bit. He's got he's got the arms, right? He's got the tatted up sleeves on both sides. He's got a decent brand shirt. What brand shirt is it? On Cloud? Is that what that is?
Yeah, I think so.
So he's got a top brand shirt, right? This isn't something that you get at Academy Sports, which I don't mind Academy Sports. But letting you know, on Cloud, you at least have to go to the mall to buy it. He's got the chain. I'm gonna go ahead and assume that it's real. He's got some nice shades on. He's actually bobbing to the music. He's man enough to dance in public, right?
Yeah.
Play one more time, Joe. Let me see this one more time.
The final fool.
Yeah, I want to see the final fool one more time. Dude, I want to party with that guy, dude. I want to party with that guy because you know what? What? That guy knows where the good tacos are, right? He's like, I know where the good tacos are. If you need some weed, he got it. He's probably got it, right? He probably has a hookup, or he has got a friend of a friend. If he doesn't have it on him already. He probably knows a lot about UFC. He probably watches a lot of wrestling.
Maybe that'd be an idea for you for Halloween. The final fool.
That is not a bad idea, man. So do it, Mike. Don't party with him. Be him. That's Mike's new son.
Oh, somebody's asking about Drew. I don't know where he's at, but like we told him, we ain't gonna just go ahead and be putting up your comments just because you're paying.
So they're all saying that he looks like Fernandez on steroids.
God. There it is.
Joe, let's give me some love, Joe. My phone number is grab a pen and paper. Phone number is 210-508-0369, 210-508-0369. That's my personal cell phone number. I've had that number since 1994. I do financial services, so I manage $22 million of retirement assets right now. I started doing this. Well, I got into the business in 2005. My 20-year anniversary is this month. But I have been doing my own practice all over again since COVID. I manage people's money, life insurance, long-term care, disability, company benefits, things like that. But I also manage what I love doing is managing people's money, their retirement assets or college savings for their kids, things like that. Give me a call if you want any help with that, or shoot me a text, 210-508-0369, 210-508-0369.
We got to show one more thing real quick here. One of our other listeners got their T-shirt, courtesy of Chris Lehan, MCS General Contracting, which you want to say we're very thankful for the T-shirt giveaway to the viewers here. What's his name? Gone. So there you go. I think Big Sean PD or somebody else had a T-shirt coming to them as well. So you might want to check your mail, see if you got that, because I know that they were all going out this week, so everybody should be receiving theirs. Mm-hmm. But it's funny to me that a catchphrase of ours is now official merch. It's on a shirt.
I like it, dude. I like it a lot, and I can't wait to wear. I want to wear the Alamo, the burning Alamo.
Yeah.
Can you show that one, Joe?
Yeah, let me go ahead and get it back up here.
The alien one gets attention, but the Alamo with the fire, dude, that pops so hard in black, dude. That pops so hard in black. I would get the alien in white, and I would get this one in black, Joe. It's a sweet, sweet shirt, dude, and it talks about and it announces our name. Boom, yeah. Alamo City Podcast Network. Boom,
I'm looking at it. Yeah, I don't see it here right now. I think
if you want to look at that, if you can, James Pledger just retweeted from 105.3 The Fan up in Dallas, Bobby Belt, saying that he's hearing from sources around the Dallas Cowboys and the NFL regarding Micah Parsons' trade request. That quote, they're not joking with the request. They're serious. It feels like it's not lost, but this situation is definitely in need of repair. So that whole thing about Micah Parsons wanting out may not be posturing. He may seriously want to be out of Big D.
Yeah, man. I think that debacle there, it's that's on Jerry. Jerry should have never said anything, kept his mouth shut. But now that he's opened his mouth and said something, you got to pay the price, so to speak. So Micah wanting out of Big D. That's a real thing, man.
Our good
You
friend
no
Jason
longer.
Garcia. I'm sorry. Our good friend Jason Garcia in the Pacific Northwest is tweeting is messaging us saying that he's going to Seahawks camp and he's going to try to get his Tariq Woolen jersey signed, UTSA
Nice.
flag as well. Tariq Woolen from UTSA. So sorry for interrupting, Joe. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. I was gonna say, there's the shirt.
Looks good, dude. That looks tight. $23,
Look,
Joe. All
at
from
Whippy.
size small to 4XL.
Yeah, look at that. JHNSB says, please make the Wimpy Ganas shirt. I'll buy it.
Dude, we'd be so thrown out of the Frost Bank Center if we had a Wimpy Ghana shirt.
Rafa did make a good sticker here, man, that I liked. He gave it to me. I'm gonna put these on my beer fridge here in the studio. This one is the 210 FTC crew, as necio as they want to be,
Nice.
famously from the 2 Live crew.
The
cover.
1989 album cover back in the late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah. So yeah, man, I agree. The Alamo City Podcast Network shirt is nice. I mean, it really pops. I know Mario Cavazos will be wearing it. Sith was wearing his yesterday too. They look good, dude. I like them.
Very nice. Well, Joe, we hit the hour and 35-minute marker. Time to call it a day and head back to work. Yes, I do manage $22 million worth of assets while wearing a Donkey Kong shirt. Very, very nice.
They said there's an active shooter on an army base, man. If that's true there, I mean, prayers up to the people that are going to be affected by that.
You know what, Joe? Offline, I got that. That's my nephew, by the way, who posted about that. My nephew, I gave him a magazine that featured Angel Reese, and the comments that he gave to me about it, dude, hysterical, man. I don't want to share them.
God.
My nephew Nathan coming in strong against his father, his uncle.
Yeah. Look at that. Do you see what I'm wearing today, Mike? I'm wearing my Timmy shirt. Tim Duncan.
Yeah, I like it, dude.
Yeah. And speaking of happy birthdays, as we bring the show to a close here, happy birthday to 5-0, the great David Robinson. It's his birthday today.
Yeah.
So,
Hand of a fist saying, who else 5'6" getting an XXL?
jeez.
How about 5'7" with an XXL? How about that?
There you go. Hey, the shirts are comfortable, man. They're nice.
Very cool. Well, we'll be back with more sports, pop culture, nostalgia tomorrow. If you have any comments, please leave them. Hit the like button on the way out. Share, like, and subscribe if you haven't already. And we'll be back tomorrow.
Yep. So we'll see you boys tomorrow. We're out of here. Peace.
See ya.